make another movie, make a TV show. So we'll see if everyone loves the movie as much as we did, and then what the next part of it can be.
-2 last time I checked.
The movie is so fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a breath of fresh air in this sometimes oversaturated genre. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
And yeah, and question for each of you, what was your history with the Parker character and Westlake's work more broadly before this film?
That's a Shane one.
Well, yeah, for me it's a no-brainer because you're talking basically about my childhood. You know, there was always a Westlake novel, or he writes under the pen name Richard Stark. There was, when he does Parker, always on my shelf. As a kid, 12 years old, I fell in love with Westlake. You know, I read all the time. It was all I did. And these characters and this author they became my escape. He became my companion. You know, it's so when you have something that rooted, that far back, that extends and ties you to literally childhood, and then you have two buddies, Anthony Bagarozzi and Chuck Mondry, equally fond of it, and then the rights become available, you have to snap it up and see what happens. And we were fortunate. We got great people. One of them's here, by the way, who made us shooting winter in New York happen in summer in Australia. So that's no mean feat.
No, that was quite a surprise when I saw that it was not in fact New York. I'm in New York right now, and I was fooled. So I was, yeah.
Fantastic.
Good.
Yeah. And I guess on the topic of the rights, I understand that the rights to several of the specific novels were acquired, but you guys opted to do an original story. I was wondering if you could speak a bit about that decision and why you decided to sort of forge your own path with this character and this world.
Well, the books were very useful because there's all kinds of character-rich material. And there's great lines that you can pluck and play with. I don't know if you remember Brian Helgeland's Parker movie. One of the lines was, he said, "Parker, don't shoot me. I'm only the messenger." He goes, "Now you're the message," and shoots him. I love lines like that. And so we had that. Now, each of the books is very skinny. You've read them.
Yeah.
So it takes 3 or 4 books actually to read before you actually feel like you're fully cemented in that world. And the individual heists in the books, armored car robbery, knocking over a diner, robbing a trade show. The characters are great, but what if there was some scale involved? And so because we had this cinematic venue, we said, the only thing really that's an iteration that hasn't been seen in the Parker world is to sort of up the scale and even have the characters be surprised by just how sort of big and unwittingly dangerous their new score has become.
Yeah, absolutely. Curious about also, you have an affinity for Christmas. We all know that quite well, Shane. Why was Christmas the right time to set this movie in as well?
Probably wasn't, but here's the problem. See, because you noticed it. So yes, people started noticing the Christmas thing. So what do? You say, I'm not going to do that anymore. You know, now you know it's a one-trick pony. Except we wanted to do winter in New York City, sort of fairyland feel. Okay, so I guess we could set it in January or February, but why? Let's do Christmas again.
Just lean
I
into
love
it
Christmas.
at this point. It's
People
fun.
accept the Shane Black Christmas movie, don't they?
But yeah, but not the next one.
Is that confirmed? The next one will not be Christmas?
Only because you asked the question. So because you've noticed, now I have to be clever again or tricky.
I'll keep an eye out for the next one and follow back up with you depending on whether you change your mind.
St. Crispin's Day, yeah.
Okay, nice. Good way to pivot. There's obviously a whole world here to explore. What's the plan for the future of this franchise?
What is our plan?
Well, we have to see how this one does, don't we? So we were saying we have to check a lot of boxes to see if it can be, make another movie, make a TV show. So we'll see if everyone loves the movie as much as we did, and then what the next part of it can be.
Yeah, I'm superstitious. It's like wait till you see how it does. But that said, you are one of the boxes we have to tick. You have to get this out and make this successful enough that people want to see another.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's exciting to hear that a TV show could potentially be in the future. I think there's a lot to explore with these characters, and obviously characters like Parker and Garfield are from the books, but then you have some really great original characters like Zen, who I just
Yeah.
loved, and I loved Rosa in this
Oh, she's
role.
wonderful.
Yeah, she's
As long as we
fantastic.
don't call it a verse. We
Yeah.
don't want to do the Parker verse.
I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
Not the Parker verse, the
Parker adjacent.
Parker adjacent. But I have to ask, and this is a spoiler question, obviously, so we will hold this part until after the movie is out. Is Zen definitely dead? We didn't see her die. Is there any chance she's still alive?
I'll be honest with you. I think that Parker does what he does because he has a code. And the only reason we didn't see it is because we sort of stepped outside while he does his business. It's not for us to watch, but that doesn't mean that she's alive.
Okay, fair enough. And then obviously we touched on the franchise note, if this is potentially, knock on wood, going to be one. And Shane, you have obviously been the creator of quite a few noteworthy franchises in your time and involved in many others. I'm curious whether you've kept up with the Predator franchise in recent years and sort of the shape that that's taken.
I got to tell you that that guy Trachtenberg who did Prey, I think he saved it. I think he saved that franchise. That was a brilliant film. So right now, I'm his audience, and I'm happy that it's in good hands because I think he's got the whole thing rolling again, and God bless him for it.
Absolutely. And I have to sneak in one question about Lethal Weapon 5, of course. I know that you're not directly involved in that, what you've said, but anything you know as, the producer?
I don't know. I think it's a very tricky tightrope walk to make it seem like there's an implicit reason why this movie should exist and then is tied almost as if it was intended from the beginning to the rest. I can't, off the top of my head, write that script, but I know that someone's trying, and I hope at some point that they find this way to pull it together. I'm just not part of that. I wish I had more knowledge for you.
Would you tap in if asked at this point?
No, I wrote that in 1985. That's really dating me. And no one's getting any younger. I think I want to do some other stuff.
All right, well, excited to see that stuff and excited to share the word about Play Dirty. Congrats to you both again. And yeah.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for sharing the word. This is great.